They were, yesterday we put up the frame for our third DIY hoop house. You can see the base, there's a 1/2 inch metal conduit. This is sold in 3-meter sections here. So we cut about 9 pieces, cut them in half. So this is a meter and a half long. Half of it's driven into the ground, just about. We actually space it so that it has the same. We put the ones down on each end and put a string. So some of them are a little lower than others because of the curve of the ground. And then we have a 1 centimeter thick piece of rebar that goes into that and curves over to the other side. And that rebar is inside a 1/2 inch plastic. The plastic's the only thing that we didn't buy for this project. This is left over from our old water system that we replaced last year. Then I have I have these little fittings that I put on the end just in case we need something to tie to. We haven't really used them yet, but I felt like I needed something there in case we needed to tie something to those posts eventually, because we're trying to kind of figuring this out. This one was the first one, and you see we have the plastic on it. The plastic is, the edges are rolled onto a 2-inch PVC pipe. The plastic itself is 6 meters by 12 meters. The house is 10 meters long, but the plastic extends a meter off each end. And you can see the plants are doing great inside. And the problem here, the house is raised off the ground because we don't need the heat. What we need is just the dryness, because it just rains too much here. And it just beats the plants to death. So you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but the lettuce just gets beat up. And so this wasn't getting very good production. But underneath the plastic, you can see I've got 3 varieties of lettuce, and I've got some bok choy and then some Misha Healy cabbage. And it's doing well. This one we just recently built, and look, last night the wind knocked this one off because we don't have it tied down. You can see on this side we have a string. We have little wire loops to hang the plastic roll on, and this one we have string on the loops to hold that tube in. This one we don't, and last night it fell. We get very little wind here, as compared to like the Midwest US or Texas. We just get no wind at all, almost. So it really doesn't need to be very strong. But last night this tube did blow down. So then we tie the plastic off to a post on each end, and that's it. Very simple. I think the cost, here we have the PVC tube for the next one we're building now. The cost with all the tube and the reinforcing bar and the string and the plastic and everything is about $150 per hoop house. So the plastic is about $75, and everything else together is probably another $75. I haven't actually added it all up exactly, but I bought all the stuff 3 different times, so I know the price pretty well. It's about $150, which gives me 3 beds worth of production under plastic. Each bed's worth $50, so just one round of production pays for the house, and it's a pretty good deal. So this one, the beds have some plants in them. This one is scallions, but we're gonna, I think, plant a row down the center because this hoop is pretty tall. It's probably 7 feet high in the center. So I'm gonna put a row of cucumbers down the middle, and I've got some rolls of insect net. I think we might try to seal this one off from the pickleworm moth and grow cucumbers in this one. we'll see. We got some cucumbers growing over here, and they're doing pretty well, but we have gotten a few pickle worms in them. So you see these, I don't remember the variety name of these cucumbers, but they're short, fat cucumbers, and they're really tasty. So I'd like to grow a whole row of them down the center of this new house. And I'll show you some of the damage from just too much water. Look at this, the radishes. They get just about the right size to harvest, and they split open. There's just so much water that they split. So anyway, that's our DIY hoop house. It's from I saw a video of Elliot Coleman one time, and he building a very similar sort of house with the conduit and the rebar. And I wasn't able to find the video again, but just from memory of having watched it, we were able to piece this together, and it's working really well. So in a place, if you don't have a lot of trouble with wind, it's good. I think if you had more wind, you probably would have to put a string over the top of it, crisscross from post to post to hold the plastic down, but we don't have that problem here, so we haven't done that. So that's the garden improvement for this week.